Welcome back everyone, I really hope you're all doing well. Today I've got a Caladium and Colocasia update for you. So I've been growing these Caladiums since the end of February, I believe. I have documented it in some other videos, so check out my Caladium playlist on my channel. And as you can see, they're doing quite well now, getting quite big. I've actually moved one of them downstairs because it got too big for the cabinet. That was my Florida Moonlight, which I'll show you in a bit. But this one is Frog in a Blender. And then we've got Big Red, my red flash. This is his first leaf, but this won't be his big leaf. He puts out a few small ones first and then always puts out this huge leaf. And then we've got Fanny Munson, which is a bit smaller than the others, but still looking all right. Strawberry Star, that one's only just produced its first leaf. Really, really pretty, that one. That's my other red flash, that one's a little bit behind for some reason. And then tucked away in the corner we've got the Elise. That was also one of the first ones that popped up as well. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I do mention what soil mix I'm using if you're interested. So I'll link my soil mix video below for you. So they've been growing in this cabinet for a few months. I've got them under my Spider Farmer grow light, which I'll also link in the description box for you. It's currently set on number 40. And as you can see, they're all kind of growing towards the light. And everything seems to be doing really well. I've also got a Colocasia Black Magic here, which doesn't seem to be doing much just yet, but I only planted it about a week ago. So we'll see what happens with that. And then I've just got a few random things growing. So I'm currently watering these Caladiums around twice a week with room temperature filtered water. The temperature currently in the room is 25.5 degrees Celsius, but it can get up to about 27 degrees Celsius in here at the moment, which is quite warm. I've also got my humidifier running, which it's actually set on 40% at the moment, so it's not very high. I need to turn that up to 50, which is what I generally have on both my humidifiers. I have them set around 50, and I do find that the plants will adapt to that humidity level, because I am growing quite a lot of plants that do require high humidity, but as I mentioned, they will adapt over time if your humidity is not crazy high. Let's have a look in here. Oh, I've got another leaf there. It's really pretty, this one, Frog in a Blender. So last year I actually put this one outside when the weather got a bit better. I think it must have been end of May or June last year. I put this one outside in a pot in a nice shady position in the garden. I wouldn't say it thrived, but it did okay, and it did multiply quite a bit over the summer. So yeah, I might end up putting this one outside again this year and see how it does. But I do find that they grow bigger and quicker inside. So I do grow most of them inside and then just put a couple of them outside in the garden. But now, because I'm running out of space, I might actually have to sell a couple of them because I've got too many. I mean, I don't need 2 red flashes really, but it's really hard to kind of pick a favourite. I mean, I love Big Red. He definitely won't be going anywhere. I don't know, it's hard. They're all so different and beautiful in different ways. So yes, we'll see. Oh, I'll go and grab my Colocasia Esculenta and show you how that's doing as well. So here's my Esculenta. It's not doing quite as well as last year, and that's because we had a bit of a fungus gnat issue, which I think might have been resolved, hopefully. I hate it when you tap the pot and they all fly out. Ugh, can't stand them. Because this is quite a thirsty plant, fungus gnats are drawn to like damp soil. So yeah, I did have a bit of a fungus gnat problem with this one, and I had to repot it, and it probably wasn't thrilled that I repotted it. So it has been a little bit slower than last year anyway, but as you can see, we have got actually 4 growth points on it. So it's going to be pretty big, I think, this year. But I find, obviously, once I plant this out in the garden when it's better weather, it doesn't really take off until the end of the summer, and that's when you start getting the really big, luscious leaves. So it does take quite a while to kind of get started. But yeah, I'll be planting this out. I don't know, it all depends on the weather. It's been really up and down this year. We've had quite a cold spring so far, but I'm hoping that kind of from next week it does look like it's going to be picking up and the nighttime temperatures are right up. So I'll just keep an eye on it over the next few weeks. But this plant will need acclimating to the garden, and what I mean by that is you can't just plant this straight out into the garden where you want it. You have to kind of put it out in a shady position for like a week or two, and then slowly acclimate it to where you're going to be planting it, because the light inside your home is completely different to outside. Even if it's in the shade, it's much more intense light, and obviously the temperature is going to be different as well. But I'll do a separate video on acclimating them, because I've just started doing that. I've been putting them outside on the patio in the daytime, but bringing them in at night at the moment because it's still a bit chilly at night. And also I wanted to show you my red Abyssinian banana. So this is another one that I dry store inside in a paper bag along with my caladiums and esculenta. And this was planted the same date as all the others. Again, with the bananas, like the first few leaves will be a bit tatty, and also because this plant isn't getting sun at the moment, the leaves are actually coming out green. But once it's been acclimated and then planted out in the garden, you'll get these deep red leaves again, but that doesn't happen for a while. So for now they'll just be this lovely green colour, but it seems to be growing well. But again, I had a fungus gnat problem with this one, so I've been kind of going easy on the watering with them, which is probably why they're not kind of thriving at the moment. But I also did sprinkle some mosquito bits on the top probably about a week ago, so I think that has helped. Too scared to tap the pots, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to these going out in the garden. I don't care if they've got fungus gnats in the garden. So yes, that's how everything is looking at the moment. So yes, the esculenta, my red Abyssinian, and a couple of my caladiums will all be going outside in the garden, and then the rest of the caladiums I'll be growing inside as houseplants. I'll keep you posted on their growth. If you've got any questions about their care or anything at all, just leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Also, as I mentioned, check out my Caladium Care Tips playlist, because I've got a few videos on there on kind of how you overwinter them, how you care for them, and yeah, and also my soil mix video, I'll link that below. So let's go downstairs and I'll show you my beautiful Florida Moonlight, which I'm growing in my living room. And then I'll quickly show you the garden again, because I've uncovered my bananas now. So it's looking a little bit different than last week's video. If you haven't seen last week's video, that was a garden tour and my Tiki Bar reveal, if you're interested. Let's go downstairs and have a little look. So this is where I'm currently keeping my Caladium Florida Moonlight. So it's not too far from a west-facing window, and it gets a little bit of late afternoon sun. It's been here for over a week and it still seems like it's happy, no crispy bits or anything. So it seems to be loving life here in the living room. We've got lots of new growth. Probably needs a water actually. So beautiful. I'll also be putting my red flash down here in the living room. He goes on the other side. People always notice this plant when they come round because it looks so perfect and it almost looks fake, like it's made from paper. So pretty. And while we're down here, I thought I may as well show you a quick garden update. I did show you it last week, but then I hadn't uncovered the bananas. So I'll just give you a quick look. So it's a beautiful sunny day today. I think it's about 16 degrees Celsius, so not hot, but quite nice. But it was actually 2 degrees last night, so we did have a bit of frost. But I uncovered the bananas last weekend. And of course the first few leaves will probably look a bit tatty, might get a little bit of frost damage on them. I've got a few nights this week that are a little bit low, but from next week onwards it looks a bit more stable and the temperatures seem to be going up kind of above 7 degrees, which is great for the tropical plants. So that's my clump in the middle. This one's huge. He was literally poking out the top of the fleece, dying to get out. We've even got some new growth coming on this one. They're all lovely and firm. Didn't have any loss on the height of them over winter because I did wrap them in fleece. Even with the little ones, feel nice and firm. And then we've got this one here. And then my succumensis, which is not quite as hardy as these guys. Didn't lose any height, but it does feel slightly kind of almost soggy. But it's quite firm down here, so I think we'll be fine. See what happens with that one. As I said, it's not quite as hardy as the other ones, and I might end up moving this one as well. But yes, that's the bananas out now for the summer. Can't wait to see how big they get this year. The biggest leaf I got last year was actually taller than me, which isn't hard actually. So yeah, it was like over 5 foot, which is crazy. So beautiful. Definitely a must for any tropical garden. Won't take them long to get some nice big leaves. So the only thing I haven't uncovered so far is my sago palm. I mean, it will probably be fine, but I think I'm just going to leave it until the weekend because next week looks much more stable. And I also uncovered my T-Rex, so hopefully these teeny tiny leaves will get nice and big. Again, like the first few leaves might come out a little bit tatty looking, but it grows really quickly, so should be fine. It's got quite a good trunk on it now. So as I mentioned in my video last week, I am planning on doing something with the lawn because I have problems with it every year. And I'm looking into like grass alternatives like moss and things like that. So, and also I was possibly going to pave over one side and make this middle part much bigger. So I'll keep you posted on that. But this is how the garden is looking in April. I still think it looks pretty good for this time of year. It's that time of year where we're all itching to get out into our gardens and make them look lush and tropical. Thanks so much for watching everyone. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and I'll see you all soon.